Good morning, boys and girls. We are on to our second work packet. Your lesson for today is for Monday and Tuesday, so April 27th and April 28th. Our focus this week is kind of a mix between reading and social studies. So, you didn't get to have a unit with Mr. Bina on the rainforest. So, I thought for reading, we would kind of tie in social studies and reading together. In your packet, actually, the first page looks like this. Can you read a book? And it's got a whole bunch of different options for you. So I am encouraging you and challenging you to, when you have your quiet reading, find some different places to read, make it a little more interesting. There's things on here in your kitchen. I can read in the bathtub, maybe not with water, but just lots of different things in the car. Challenging you to take a look at that and every day try something different. So for our reading lesson for today and tomorrow, I really want you to focus on what good readers do when they're asking questions. So this is before reading, during reading, and after reading. So when you think about good readers, they're kind of tackling these kinds of questions: who, what, where, when, how, and why. So when you are reading, boys and girls, you always want to stop and double check, after a couple paragraphs, ask yourself some questions while you're reading. Okay. So for our lesson today in your packet, you're going to see an article called Welcome to the Rainforest. So before you even start reading, I would encourage you to do a little picture walkthrough. Maybe ask yourself some questions, take a look at the photographs, take a look at the captions that are in there. So what I really want us to do today, I'm going to actually read you the article, and your job for your homework is to reread it and answer some questions in the back. So this is a new topic for us, the rainforest. So we've learned about the polar regions, but this is a different biome on Earth. So let me get this off of here, and I'm going to read it to you. So be patient with me, boys and girls. So I know this is kind of far away, but I will do the best I can to get this a little bit closer. So I think it's important for you to hear me read it, learning all those different new vocabulary words for social studies. So welcome to the rainforest. Here we go. Where would you go to find the greatest diversity of living things? If you picked a tropical rainforest, you'd be right. To visit, you'll need to travel toward the equator, where the weather is mostly warm. You'll also need to be ready for wet weather. Rainforests get plenty of rain, at least 250 centimeters or 100 inches a year. The largest rainforest of all grows near the Amazon River in South America. So you're always going to want to look at the captions and the photographs too, boys and girls. The Amazon is home to millions of different kinds of plants and animals. Scientists have identified many of them, but even more are yet to be discovered. The Amazon rainforest is the largest rainforest on Earth. So if you're looking here, boys and girls, which continent is that? Okay. So this article is going to go through the different layers of the rainforest. So the first layer is the emergent layer. So if you're looking, here we go. The plants of the rainforest grow in 4 different layers. The tallest trees form the emergent layer. These trees emerge from or rise above the rest of the forest. So that's your top layer. Some grow as tall as 15-story buildings. Trees in the emergent layer get the most sunlight. Here the weather is hot, winds are strong, and the heavy rain and lightning are common. So when I was reading this, thinking about 15-story buildings, boys and girls, Spence is 1 story. So if you can think about 15 stories all the way up, boy, that is tall. Make sure you're reading those captions. So that's the emergent layer. And then there's a little photograph on the next page about the white-throated toucan. There you go. And the next layer of the rainforest is called the canopy. Beneath the emergent layer is the canopy, or the roof of the forest. Here, tree branches and leaves crowd close together. The leaves use energy from the sunlight to make food for the trees. An incredible number of animals eat the tree's leaves as well as their sweet fruits and seeds. Other animals prey on the animals that eat plants. Many animals in the canopy never travel to the ground at all. The canopy is the busiest layer of the rainforest. What a racket! Parrots screech and squawk, while toucans yelp and croak. Frogs trill and peep, bees buzz, and the wings of shiny beetles click and whir. So if you had this book in your hand, boys and girls, there would be color photos, but this was the best I could do. So these are just some different animals. Last paragraph. By far the most common animals in the canopy are insects, and the most common insects of all are beetles. One scientist found more than 900 different kinds of beetles on just one rainforest tree. So my question would be, what would it be like to be a scientist in the rainforest? So that's what I'm thinking about when I'm reading this. So far we've learned about the emergent, then the canopy layer, and then you've got the next layer coming down called the understory. Below the canopy is the understory, a layer of small trees and tall shrubs. The dense canopy blocks the sunlight, so the understory is very dim. Many plants have huge leaves that help them capture the small amount of light energy that filters through the canopy. You might see palm trees with leaves as big as umbrellas. Can you visualize that, boys and girls? Watch out, dangerous animals lurk in the shadows. Biting ants and stinging scorpions hide in the bark of trees. Spiders spin their sticky webs ready to trap insects or even small birds. Powerful jaguars rest on the branches waiting to leap on unsuspecting animals that pass underneath. Some other photos on the side. So this is an important caption here down on the bottom. It talks a little bit about the rainforest food chain and how all the animals and plants are related and how they depend on one another for survival. So once again, we've got the emergent layer, the canopy, the understory. And then, Swilly lost her page. So this is a photograph of the understory. So you've got that. And ooh, the green anaconda. So our last layer is the forest floor. So thinking about how this one is going to be very different than especially way up on the top, boys and girls. Did you bring a flashlight? The forest floor can be so dark that it's hard to see. Only a few shrubs, ferns, and grasses grow here. So when I was reading that, I was thinking about, why is it so dark again? Okay. The ground is covered with dead leaves, fruits, and seeds that drop from the canopy. The forest floor is alive with animals that creep and burrow. Ants and termites, cockroaches, tarantulas, slugs, worms, and beetles. It's also filled with fungi and bacteria, which help break down the dead leaves. Surprise! Rainforest soil is not as rich as you might think. Dead leaves and the remains of animals decay quickly. Nutrients from the decayed matter are soon taken up by the roots of the tree. Few nutrients are left in the thin soil. So looking over here, some different examples. And there's a little check-in on the bottom, so it's always a good idea as a reader to do that check-in. So asking yourself now that the article is done, what are the 4 layers of the rainforest? List an animal from each layer, which you can just do by thinking. Okay? So what I would like you to do, boys and girls, today and tomorrow, I would like you to reread the article. Maybe you could read it to someone. You can read along with me again in the video. But your job in your packet is you've got this page and this page. So you're going to want to go back into the packet, boys and girls, to answer these questions. Okay, so I do encourage you when you're answering these kinds of questions, how would you describe this layer of the rainforest? Turning that into a complete sentence. This layer of the rainforest looks like, or I would see this in whatever layer you're talking about. Okay, so that's your job for Monday and Tuesday. If you have any questions, please email me. And have fun learning about the rainforest.